So,
Okay.
oh! okay, for real. Hello. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. So we thought we would do, not relationship like test, but just kind of like to get to know us better. So I wrote down some questions. I'm not allowed to see because I want his live reaction. So we're both going to answer the questions from our point of view. So the first question is this. How did we meet?
We met going to 2 churches, squished together, officially.
There wasn't anything before that?
Yeah, but that was just a blur in time and space.
But it still counts. So my answer to the question is, we met when we were either 13 or 14 at a summer camp. Never talked again until we were like, what, 18 and 19? When our 2 churches merged together, like his church merged with my church. Obviously at first, when the 2 churches merged, there's going to be a little bit of conflict there. So it was sort of like Romeo and Juliet, where there were like the 2 halves and then we were like uniting them. But yeah, so that's how we met, and that was 2019 when that kind of took place. Second question. What's one food I don't like? I know one food you don't like is applesauce, right?
No. Yeah, I don't really like that. You don't like guacamole.
I don't, because avocados. Not a big avocado fan. Do we have any nicknames for each other? You call me Wasabi and Mama Goose, mainly. Mama Goose because he says I'm caring. I think he might have got it confused with Mother Teresa, who was very caring. No, because Mother Goose, if you look up the nursery rhymes, she was like not very nice.
You're not a nursery.
So where does Mama Goose come from?
Have you ever seen a mother goose? They will fight you until one of you guys fall out.
Do you think I'm like that?
You will fight for something that you can.
And he calls me Wasabi because I'm hot. That's the official reason.
You got that kick?
Okay, what are some nicknames I have for you?
Doobie and Bubby.
Is there any reasoning behind that?
My idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think Bubby comes from like baby, but I hate the idea of calling someone baby who is not a baby. I don't know, it just like makes my skin crawl. I've never liked that nickname. And Doobie was because I wanted to stop calling him Bubby because that's what Devin's dog's name is. Isn't Doobie like some kind of drug?
Roll me over Doobie. I have an idea.
Then why did you say that with such confidence? Okay, this is where it gets juicy. What's a weird habit that I have? I already have thought of one for you. You do that thing with your tongue. He says he's itching his tongue, but he does like this. And it looks like he's chewing gum, but he's not. He's just like using his teeth to itch his tongue. It's like really weird. And he'll like... I can't even do it. Okay, what's a weird habit that I have?
You walk around in 3 circles and do 3 jumping jacks before you get into bed.
Yeah, that is pretty weird, but you didn't have to expose me like that.
No, I'm just kidding. That's what Disney has to do. Oh, you like to turn your lights off when you get out of the car. It's not weird, but like, with mine it's auto.
Well, yeah, mine has an auto setting,
But you
but I
still
don't
turn
keep
it
it
off.
on the auto because I don't use the auto. It has an auto setting, but I use it on like the manual.
But yeah, she'll turn mine off too.
Because it's a habit.
But it's like they put the setting in the car so that you don't have to worry about it.
Well, first of all, it's really hard to see it on my car because the steering wheel like blocks it, so I would have to like crane my neck to see if it was on auto or not. Secondly, what if the one time I thought it was on auto and it wasn't? Left the lights on. Did that in my sister's car one time. Yeah.
You check, and then
You
don't
know
turn it.
me. I'm so forgetful. It's better if I just make this habit and am safe instead of being sorry. What do you think I'm talented at?
You're talented at drawing. Anything that takes a lot of focus. That's what you're talented at. editing videos, playing piano, anything that takes time. So
You're very talented with growing plants. I have a brown thumb, but this guy has a green thumb. Like, he could just look at a plant the right way and it would, like, grow.
talking about that, this bad boy's getting ready to grow. Sprouted the leaf from the bottom.
But I did that.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys recognize these bottles? I reused the hot sauce from the hot sauce
So
wingstone.
you should plant it.
You're also very talented at research. Like, when you get fixed on something, you'll find out everything there is to know about it until you're an expert. Which makes you think he would like school.
I like to guide myself
Yeah.
in there. And if I could guide myself through school, I'll be really good at it. But it's when you tell me, you gotta learn this, you gotta learn that, you gotta learn that, you gotta learn that.
Okay, you are my best friends. Yours are Devin, Kenny, Shelby. You're just a very friendly person, so it's hard because he considers everyone a friend, and so like the line is kind of, it's not as defined as with
There's
other
levels.
people. Yeah.
What if I meet you, you're automatically a friend. If you do something that makes me not want to be your friend, then you fall out of line.
Yeah.
And then you're over here mingling with the rest of the people
So
I've
it's
cast
like-
aside.
So it's like you're automatically a friend, but you can lose that status. Whereas with me, you're not automatically a friend, but you can gain the status of friend. Yeah, he's always been one to stand outside of like the drama lines in the sand.
Like, I'll be friends with Devin, and then over here, Jared, yeah, I'm name dropping. Jared, they'll be beefing, and I'll sit at Devin's table, and then halfway through lunch, I would move over to Jared's table, and they'll ask me what they were talking about. I'd be like, oh, I don't know, I was over there talking, just running my mouth, making fun, and having fun, and
But who are my best friends?
your friends are Faith, Sydney, Sarah. What?
Are you done?
I'm trying to think. Am I missing? No, because there's 4, right?
Are there?
There's 2, and yes, I got them. I was thinking that there was 4, but then I realized that you were the last one of the group.
That even happens to us. We'll say like me and the 4 of us, but then we realize like we are 4. But anyway, yes, you're correct. Sarah, Sydney, and Faith. What sports did I play? So like middle school onward, like formally, not just like for fun. You know what I mean?
Like on a established team.
Yeah.
You did ballet. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
Final answer?
That-
Including middle school.
Volleyball.
Yes. And I actually did play basketball, but I don't really talk about that very much, so I wouldn't like hold that against you. But I did play volleyball for like 6 years, 7 years. It was a long time, so like I wasn't gonna let you get away with that one. And you did track. I don't know if that counts as a team sport. I mean, I guess it's kind of a team.
I mean,
So-
it was class. Everybody had to do it, but it's only a few people enjoyed it.
And football, right?
Yes. Honestly, I was kind of upset that field hockey was a women's sport and there was no male teams because I dominated at that. I could take somebody out in that game.
Isn't lacrosse kind of like that?
No, because it's all on the ground. It doesn't go up. I mean, you can make it go up, and that's how I won. Everybody be looking at the ground and they say, they'll go over people's stakes and they'll be like, what happened? And then I'm down the field. Somebody get up there, I'll be,
I
yeah,
have a confession.
Yeah.
I've never played field hockey.
good size.
I've actually never played a lot of games. Like, I never played croquet until you showed me how. I never
That's
really
a
played.
hardcore game for those of you that don't know what that is.
I never really played football. I never
That's a easy game.
did baseball, which I'm not good with like hand-object-eye coordination. You know, hand-eye ball swing.
See,
Not good at that.
we would play that here, but it would be like the dumbed down, like where you didn't run. It would just be like, oh, you hit it 3 times and you see how far you could get it. Like everybody goes out there and they get a few hits. Everybody else goes along.
You were number 50, right? And wait, let me see if I can remember what your position was called. You were... Can you give me a hint? I know it's like a words where it's like wide.
Yes.
Really? It was wide receiver? I was right? Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh!
I was the
I
wide receiver.
remembered. Isn't that kind of like a...
The ones that run the most.
Yeah. Like everyone thinks the world of the quarterback, but actually like the wide receiver.
Is the one that runs it across the line most of the time. I used to get hit in the head a lot because Devin was the quarterback and he would aim at my head.
No, he wouldn't. I'm sure he wouldn't do that on purpose.
He would. This is literally what he would do. Where's his head at? Boom! And he'll throw it as hard as he could right to me. While the other team's sitting there trying to catch it, all they see is this missile coming through there with smoke coming off the back. And it bounced off my helmet. And I'll be...
What is my middle name?
Dang.
Yours is Jaden. Do you remember when we found out that we had the same middle initial?
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, that's gotta mean something. Okay, what have you learned from being in a relationship with me?
Like, honestly, you have more adult experience than me. Like, booking your own appointments and all that stuff. So, I wouldn't go ask my grandparents or anyone else how to do that. I would ask you. So you taught me all that stuff.
That's something else you've learned from me, how to drink water, because that's almost exclusively what I drink. I have learned how to have more than one perspective of things. Because before I got in a relationship with you, I liked to consider myself open-minded, but it wasn't until I got in a relationship with you that I saw what it really meant to be open-minded. I mean, obviously I was on social media, so I saw like different opinions and stuff, but I'd never been exposed to a lot of different ways of living until I met you. You kind of opened my eyes to that and helped me see like, yeah, people live differently from us, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It can still be good even if it's different.
Yeah, I've lived a couple different ways, and I've been in situations where I've been around people with a lot of different ways to live. We live in a nice home right now with my grandparents. But right down the road there's a trailer with 1 bedroom and 1 bath that with no running water. And they're happy as can be there. It's very different. But yeah,
But it's happy.
whatever makes you happy, chase it. And if it costs too much or it drains you to be there, find something that rejuvenates you. Find somewhere or something that makes you feel like you need to push forward. That's all I got.
You sure?
Maybe.
Okay. And the very last question. How long have we been together?
A year and
2 months?
2 months.
It was 2 months 2 days ago? So a year, 2 months, and 2 days. Officially.
Talk about that. They didn't know about the aquarium? What it looks like?
I don't know if we've technically showed them like a close-up. I know it's been in the background of a couple of videos. You want to show them?
You go ahead.
Okay, so here's our first tank. As you can see, there's a guppy. That one with the red tail there is a guppy. Then the little blue ones, those are neon tetras. That yellow thing over there is a snail, a golden Inca snail. And somewhere around here we also have a couple shrimps.
Right in front of Osmo.
That little thing with the white stripe, that's a shrimp. There's also a blue one in here somewhere. He's a little smaller. We call him Speedy because he's just really fast. Oh, look at the tetras. They think we're gonna feed him. This tank back here was one I designed. These are long fin tetras. And then that kind of darkish one over there. What's that one called? A Cory?
Yeah.
He's kind of a bottom feeder, so, and there's a couple shrimp in there too. So those are the ones who take care of the algae and stuff. Then this is the gourami tank. That's a gourami. There's another one in there somewhere. There's also a couple crabs. Oh, there's one right there. That one is Sheldon. He's the smaller one. There's a bigger one called Nigel. And this is kind of the quarantine tank at the moment. It's a little smaller. It's not meant for permanent residency.
Except for the snails.
But yes, those little brownish blobs, those are snails. They're called tiger eye snails. And look at that volcano. Dang. That's impressive. But yeah, this one's pretty cool because it has a light that can either be blue like it is now, or, no wait, that's on, that's blue, that's off. Pretty cool. So yeah.